Hi guys, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. Newcastle got a massive game against Huddersfield this Saturday at St James's Park, a good old-fashioned 3 o'clock kickoff. Me, Lee and Kyle are going to predict the starting 11. This preview is sponsored by OneFootball. I know you've probably heard it so many times now, but they've got all the stats for all the games, especially this weekend's FA Cup games.
Johnny get better IKEA equipment, because this is shocking, mate.
Well, you know, I've got to go to IKEA and get some new equipment, haven't I? We'll start with you, Lee. I think it's easy who's going to be starting in goal, or is it?
Even though he's been criticised, and I don't think he was dropped for the friendly, I just think because Darlow needed minutes and so did Woodman. I think Bravka will go and goal. I think, yes, we've been critical of him, so fans debate over was it a foul or not of Wolves, but for me he starts. He's the best keeper by a mile.
Oh, I totally agree. Kyle, we're going to go with the wing back formation because I feel that's what.
Remember the right back.
Yeah, I'll remember the right back. We'll start with the right wing back. Is it another simple one?
Yeah, Yedlin has to start for me. I think he played really well in the friendly. He didn't play too well against Wolves, but I'd like to see him play like he was in the friendly, a bit further up and get him attacking a bit more, because I think we need to play him to his strengths instead of, because defensively he is a bit slack. We'll know that, but I'd like to push him up and see what he can do. Try and get the ball into Rondon and try and get mixing up play with Almiron, hopefully.
You like to see him have a bit more attacking licence, because I feel like, you know, this is the sort of game that we should be going right. Let's go for it fully forced.
He's probably one of the quickest players in the team, if not the quickest. So I think we need to use that to the best of our ability to do. So just get him on the ball, get him overlapping all the time, and try and get an early goal or two, because I think that's what we're going to need to break these down, because Huddersfield are going to come to St James's Park and look to defend for 90 minutes and try and nick a goal, similar to the way Brighton did earlier in the season. So we need to try and get in behind and get the ball into the box early on, put them under pressure. Definitely.
Left wing back. There's a few options, but do you stick with Matt Ritchie, who's been, very consistent, someone that you can rely on, or do you go with Antonio Barreca, a player that we have bought in for the rest of the season? Has Rafa gone as soon as we get him through the door and he's got enough training, enough minutes through the training ground? Does he have to start this game?
We played 45 minutes out in Spain and he didn't get much of the ball though. That's the only problem, because most of the play was on Yedlin's side. So I think it's harsh if you drop Ritchie. I know Ritchie's playing out of position, but the last few games he's come a lot more solid, and in particular second half in that friendly in Spain he really impressed me, bombing up and down. And I think if he does play Atsu, I know we'll talk about the left wing, if he does go with Atsu, I think that's a problem, because Ritchie does Atsu's job as well. But for me, I wouldn't go Paul Dummett because he's not a wing back. If it was a flat back four, I would go with Dummett, but I think Ritchie has to start because he deserves to keep his place.
Completely agree. I think Matt Ritchie has been absolutely solid for us. I think he was brilliant against Wolves. I think very unlucky not to be on a winning side. Are we all in agreement with the 3 centre halves being the three amigos, Lejeune, Lascelles and Shah? Yeah,
definitely. They just go really well together. You kind of argue with that. Unfortunately, Fernandez is beat a little bit, hasn't he? But yeah, them are the best 3 for us.
I think, and I've said this already, is because you've got 2 ball-playing centre-backs alongside Lascelles. That helps him, because he can just clear it, whatever, where the other 2 can bring it out. And we've got wing-backs or bomb on. That works in that system. And unfortunately, Fernandez, although he's been one of the better defenders this year, is missing out. And I don't think Dummett will play there either.
It's nice to actually have enough, you look at Newcastle over the years, actually having defenders that you can actually trust, which I think is a fantastic thing.
We've got 3 or 4 of them now.
Even Clark could do a job as well.
Look at the team we had 10 years ago. It's centre back. Who did we have?
Kasapa. David Rosenau.
I think it's a Rafa Benitez thing, because if Benitez was in charge of Stephen Taylor, Kasapa and all that, I think they would improve as well.
I mean, Stephen Taylor was out the door for a couple of months of Rafa coming in, so it tells you.
So that's weird. You know what I mean? Stop trying to dig me out there.
I'll leave it used to. Going into midfield, another maybe difficult choice for Rafa. He's going to possibly have at least 4 central midfielders fit. John Joe Shelby, we're not too sure on. He might be available, but I don't think Rafa will risk him. If you're looking from Isaac Hayden, Sean Longstaff, Mo Diame and Sung-Yueng, who's the 2 that you're going with, Kyle?
I'm going to keep the same 2. I don't think either of them deserve to be dropped. I've been one of Isaac Hayden's biggest critics this season, and with him wanting to leave, and it's true, he does want to leave, but at the end of the day, the past couple of performances, I don't think he warrants being dropped at all. I think his work ethic's been great. I mean, the one counter argument you could probably have is, does Hayden have enough creativity to break a team down that's going to sit back and like put 10 players in front of you and say break it down? Like that may be a question mark on him, but I'd keep the same two from the start.
Do you agree, or is there a case for Diarmé and Sung-Yueng? They've got experience, and you know we've got 2 games in the space of 3 days. Does he maybe play Diarmé and Key? Maybe because he maybe sees that as a slightly easier game than the Burnley game.
From what I want, I think it'll be different. I would like to see Key come in, because we're going to have a lot more of the ball. We're expected to dominate possession. He can do a lot more going forward, but I actually think he'll bring Diarmé in, because he likes Diarmé. He always plays him when he's fit in that deeper role now, and give Longstaff the freedom to get forward. I think if he drops Longstaff, it's harsh. I don't think there'll be 2 same sides for the midweek game as well. I think there will be a bit of rotation coming in, maybe midweek, who knows. But I would go with what Rafa would go with, and that I think it'll be Diarmé and Longstaff. But I would like to see Key in there to dictate the play.
So you both got decided to go Longstaff. One of you says Diarmé, one of you says Hayden. I'm gonna go on Kyle's side for the sake of the video. I know, I'm sorry, but I think you can't drop Hayden, especially after he scored a goal.
Leave it to the comments.
Leave it to the comments. Hayden or Diarmé? Who do you think? You've got the deciding vote. For this one, I have anyway. But what do you think in the comments? Maybe a bit more creativity is what we needed against Wolves. And Miggy Almiron. Does he start, Lee, or do you have to keep the likes of Atsu?
No. Atsu's awful. I think he will go for Almiron. It'd be interesting if this was an away game though. I think he would have went for Atsu, because it's at home and we are expected to have a lot more of the ball than what Huddersfield are and create, which is a rarity, saying that as a Newcastle fan. I don't want to seem too far tucked out on the left. You put him on the left? I'll put him on the left. I think that's where he'll go. But if you've got Richie bombing on, allow him to come in. Kind of like the Robert Pires, where you start on the left but start coming in. And I think he will play left mid. Do you agree, Kyle? Do you think Almiron goes in on the left, or would you like to maybe see Atsu in there? I don't think many people will want that, but it's the fact that we've paid so much money for Almiron. Everyone's expecting big things. Have we got to start him in these sort of games? I think we need to chuck him straight in. As I've already said in another video, that I think it's the best time to get Almiron firing against a team that is lower down the league and are going to defend. And I think the one problem Newcastle have had this season is breaking teams down. Like when teams are sitting in front of one defending, we had a lot of problems like this in the Championship as well, where we couldn't break teams down. And maybe Almiron can be that creative key that can unlock these defences that we so struggle to break down. Is that a pun?
No, it wasn't a pun. Rob's
back. Just look at Rob, because he said it's a key.
But I think Almiron should start for me, definitely, especially over Atsu, who was bar one tackle on Monday was horrendous. On the right hand side, Jose Perez, there's arguments you could have Yoshinori Muto maybe, put a little bit of pressure, but I think at the minute you can't really drop Perez. And I'm going to go Rondon as well. You kind of drop Rondon, but firstly, Jose Perez. You mentioned it last week at Wolves that you like the fact that he was linking up with Rondon. Is he the one that kind of can almost get on the same wavelength with what the players that we've got at the minute with Rondon? Because he's not going to get dropped, is he, Rondon? No,
Rondon's not going to get dropped. Sorry. I think it's again with the wing backs, because at Wolves the Edlin was so far on that allowed Perez to just come inwards a little bit when we have the ball. So I think the wing backs help a lot of players in the system, and I think getting the service into Rondon. It's not really Perez's job. You never see Perez out wide whip a ball in D. It's more of the wing back side of things. But I think Rondon will be key for this game.
Whee! Solomon Rondon is the number 9. Is the man that's going to start up front. In terms of other options, do you feel like to put pressure on Rondon, has the likes maybe Yoshinori Muto got the best chance to do that, because no one seems to like have faith in Hostler, and reading between the lines that Hostler was actually quite close to leaving the club in January. Is that the only pressure that he's got, Rondon?
To be fair, Rafa's the type to play Jostler was the just to annoy you, but yeah, nobody has faith in Jostler, do they? Even I stood by him for a long time, saying he does a lot of things off the ball which are really good, and like he does work hard, but like I just don't think he brings anything to this team. And I think Mutu, as a striker can probably offer something different, maybe like a Jermaine Defoe, if you will, like just a tiny little poacher, but like I suppose it offers something different. But I wouldn't play Josler again. Although I know for a fact he probably might get the nod against Burnley, but like, yeah, I wouldn't play him again.
Get your comments in below, get your starting 11s in below. Who's the 2 midfielders that you choose in centre mid out of the options that we've got, and who plays left wing back? Is there any case for Antonio Barreca? Is there any case that Matt Ritchie should be pushed forward and maybe put Almiron on the right and change things completely?
Does anyone have any faith in Josler at all?
If he even gets in the 18. Like and subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, and we'll all see you at the Huddersfield game on Saturday.